Hello everybody, it's Malcolm here with Alpha Athlete Training and Coaching. I've got a demonstration for you today on a basic warm-up that I have people do before some dynamic workouts. It's really to help get those hips loosened up, help get the body just moving and get some blood flowing. And so what I would recommend before you start the dynamic movements is do 5 minutes of maybe a light jog, jump roping, or go for a brisk walk, something to just get you heated up a little bit, okay? And then once you get back, you can mark out a space, or you can do most of this standing still. Just depends on the space that you have available. I like to do it moving, going maybe 10 to 15 yards down, 10 to 15 yards back, but either way is totally fine. So the first exercise, if you're going down and back, you don't have to count, but if you're doing it stationary, then I would count your reps and maybe do 10 on each side. But these I call toy soldiers, okay? It's just dynamically stretching those hamstrings. So just going arms out, and you're just gonna walk down and kick those legs up as high as you can, every single step, all the way down and all the way back on whatever you mark out. If you're doing it stationary, just kick it up, switch legs, kick it up, and like I said, 10 on each side is probably good. From there, go into lunge and twist. If you're staying stationary, I want you to step backwards into a lunge. If you're going forward, or if you're moving, then you're gonna do a walking lunge. But what we're focusing on this lunge and twist is stretching your hip flexors, okay? So key thing here is if I'm going forward, I'm gonna step forward into my lunge. Okay, you don't have to get super deep in the lunge, but what I do want you to do is activate this glute. So you're gonna flex that glute hard, and you should feel a stretch right here on the front of your hip flexor, and I want you to reach, and I want you to twist over the top of the forward leg. So if you're doing them walking, you're here, step forward, flexing that glute, twisting over the top of the forward leg. Okay, if you're doing them stationary, then just step back into a lunge here, and same thing. Come back up, step back into a lunge, twist over the top of the forward leg. From there is just knee hugs. So you're gonna walk down, hugging your knee to your chest, stretching out those glutes. Okay, every step, all the way down, all the way back. Next one is what I call hand walks. So this, you're stretching out your hamstrings. And again, if you're doing the knee hug stationary, just do 10 on each side. The hand walks, what I want you to do here is just down to the floor. You're gonna walk your hands out and then use your toes, keep your knees locked straight, and walk your feet as close to your hands as you can. Once you get as high up as you can, then walk your hands back out. If you're doing them stationary, then what I want you to do is just this right here. You're gonna use your arms more. Walk your hands out, and then hands back up. Stretch those hamstrings, and then back out and back in. Okay, from there, I want you to do butt kicks, down and back, or just right here, kicking yourself in the butt. And then last one is a side shuffle, side lunge. So if you're moving, you're gonna do 2 shuffles, okay? And then on that second shuffle, drop down into a lunge here, and you're gonna stretch that inner thigh. Okay, you can put your hands on the floor, totally fine. You're gonna rock back, stretch that inner thigh, and then 2 more shuffles, lunge, lunge. And then if you're doing them stationary, just get a wide stance, drop down into a lunge, stretch that inner thigh, back to the other side. Do about 10 on each side. You should feel a good stretch on that inner thigh. So anyway, guys, that's kind of the basic dynamic warm-up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. And as I always say, think strongly, attempt fearlessly, and accomplish masterfully.